Oh, hey guys! Of course I'm alive. I feel pretty good actually. I made it to Madison, Wisconsin. Oh, I can hear you guys loud and clear. What are you talking about? We're not even dating. Okay, well, okay. I can see everyone now. Hey guys! Oh wow, okay, this is the real deal. How's the presentation going so far? Sure. I may need Jim's help to kind of reenact this little experience that we had. Can you do that, Jim? Yeah, just stand right in the front there and you can help me act it out. Okay, thanks. So my story begins, and it was a nice sunny day, and me and Jim, we were paddling partners, and I was in the bow and he was in the stern. And our groups, we were all heading down ducky style, just from one little eddy to the next. We knew there was a little drop somewhere up ahead, but we weren't too sure of the exact spot, so we were kind of cautious and stopping to scout a lot. And as we approached this corner, we had an idea that there was something pretty big around the corner, but we agreed to just punch it, and then we'll just kind of flow into the eddy below, and then we can scout out the stuff up ahead. And so it was, I don't know, it was all going okay, and then all of a sudden the last boat to go down, they flip and they capsized, and we all watched as Tamara and Kelvin, they swam hard into the eddy and then to shore, and we were all just kind of like, whew, that was close. And then me and Jim, we look up and we see their boat just kind of right on the eddy line, and we're like, we got this. And so we paddle out to the boat, and as we reach it, their boat is starting to get kind of caught in the current, and Jim uses his pigtail, which is like a quick release, to get attached to the boat. And by now, we're pretty much in the current, and it's drawing us towards this kind of corner and drop that's coming up. And I just remember Jim yelling, paddle like you've never paddled before. And so, we're both paddling like crazy, but we aren't going anywhere. And there's too much drag from the boat that we're towing behind us. And so I remember Johnny and Kevin trying to throw us some tow line from in the eddy, and I couldn't grab it, and Jim, he goes to undo his quick release, but it's stuck. And I remember him just yelling, paddle harder, and I could hear him trying to get his quick release unstuck. But at this point, the current had turned us, and we were parallel to the fallen logs at the edge of this rapid. And Jim, he's still tied to the boat, he's stuck. And suddenly our boat starts filling with water from upstream. And I remember Jim telling me, just hold on to your paddle. And I was just like, okay, I'll try. And he's still frantically, trying to undo himself so he's not dragged down the rapids with the canoe. And literally, like, right at the last possible second, as our boat gets swung around and swept over this drop and rapid, Jim manages to free himself. And so, next thing I know, I'm swept down this drop, and I'm just kind of tumbling and flipping underwater. And all I can think of is, well, at least I'm still moving. I'm not stuck anywhere or pinned. And I remember coming up to breathe and just seeing this, like, water everywhere, and then going back under and always moving. And then suddenly it's all over, and I'm floating in a small little current, and I hear Jim calling to me. He's swimming with the boat behind me. And we stopped on this little rock in kind of the middle of the bay just to catch our breaths. And Jim, his hands are just like mangled, and one of them's pretty chewed up, and his knees were already turning black and blue. And all my gear was gone downriver, and Jim's paddle, which was in his hand, is just snapped in two. And somehow my paddle in my hand is fine, and I don't have a scratch or a bruise or anything. And all I was missing was my watch and my hat. And the boat that we tried to save was somewhere swept off downstream in some more rapids that they just kind of kept going. And we were all just really thankful that Jim still wasn't attached to the boat, way downriver. And so the rest of our crew, they scamper down as fast as they can, and Johnny and Carson, they paddle out and help bandage Jim up, and everyone starts searching for our gear. And then we all loaded up into 3 boats because we're missing one, and we kind of cautiously maneuvered downstream to find our stuff. There was my gear, some barrels, and then the boat that was still missing. And thankfully, everything was eventually found about mid-afternoon or so. So it was a pretty memorable day for me and my group. Thanks! I will. Enjoy the rest of the presentation. Bye, guys!